Welcome back everybody to another episode of Dark Souls 2, and after that really successful last episode in which we actually managed to finish a path and get the first great soul off of the Lost Sinner, today we're gonna start off by doing some maintenance in Majula right here, because there's a few things we absolutely need to do in order to really just ensure that the rest of this playthrough is gonna function very well. It's gonna be comfortable and nice for you to watch. So burning that Sublime Bone Dust was a big part of it, because now we upgraded our Estus Flask to +2, which is fantastic. Really is. It's always good to get some more health out of those Estus uses, and she actually now gave us a special dialogue because we picked up the first great soul, and she just said that it is very important to keep picking those up, and I certainly will keep picking those up. So my plan right here, I want to see how much it takes for me to have another attunement slot. Apparently it's 13, so we are gonna do this, and now the rest we are gonna put into these three main defensive stats. They're really all good to have. Endurance is probably still the most important one of them, and I'm gonna put like 2 more into that. But looking at everything else, we're doing fine. Adaptability is also a really good one to be leveling. But for now, let's focus on these few, because so far, I mean, I've been doing well, and kind of what I'm mostly lacking in is stamina and health and stuff like that, so this is going to be good for us. The reason why I'm getting another attunement slot is I would like to also have heal be an option for me, also have the heal miracle, and we're going to very quickly talk to Lycia and see whether she has it. I'm not exactly sure, and I have not looked up where to get heal, not hell. I guess I was playing too much Spelunky, but I have not looked up where to get heal. It hopefully is going to be off of her, but we're going to see. Now, please be the case. She does have heal, and that is certainly awesome. Or is med heal going to be even better than that, though? I'm not necessarily liking the 2 uses on that, though, so I guess we're just going to buy heal, attune that once we rest at the bonfire, and we're gonna come back to you pretty soon. Yeah, I certainly will offer my souls to the gods or whatever, but not immediately, because there's still a few things that I would like to do first before going back to her. As I already pointed out, there's another path down there, and that is also the next path we are gonna start doing, leading to the Huntsman's Copse. Is it Copse? I tend to forget. But that's the next one we are going to do. Right. So I did say I was going to attune that spell. So let's take care of that real quick right here. Heal is going to be super awesome to have. And what we're going to do before we then talk to Lycia again is actually go back to the Lost Bastille, and specifically go back to the Tower Apart. There's another quick side area that I would like to show off. It's not like you need to go there. There's nothing you require from that. It just opens up another chunk of the Bastille that I have not been to yet. And since I would like to show off as much as possible, we are gonna now take care of this first. Also, it's gonna give us a few more souls and stuff like that, and then we can use those to hopefully do some other things in Majula. Specifically, I would like to visit Maulin again and buy some things off of him. But for now, let's pick up that item just there and then use the lightning. I don't even know if I want to use the lightning spear, to be completely honest. What I might want to do instead. Where did he even go? Usually there's a guy there. He might have. Oh no, he's right there. So I can see you. Don't try anything funky, man. I'm just gonna... I don't think I'm gonna be able to hit him. It's not too big of a deal, though. I would have preferred killing him that way, but I guess for now we're just gonna roll down right here and get the other key. I did already say in that last episode that there were 2 keys in the Lost Sea, and this is very much the other one. Antiquated key is gonna also open up another area for us. I really honestly don't remember what it contains even. But I don't know. I remembered that it was there, so why not go to it? Why not have a good time with that and just play somewhat casually for once? I mean, that last episode was one hell of a ride. We got a lot of stuff done and didn't even die in the process, which kind of amazes me, to be completely honest. I don't want to brag or anything like that, but that was one of the better episodes, in my opinion. At least so far. Okay, you are making a horrible mistake by climbing down like that. And now, having taken care of this room, we can climb up, leave, and then go to the door that is opened up using the antiquated key. So, you are not of any concern, my friend. I'm just gonna murder your ass. They can do a grabbing attack, which I might have... Yeah, we totally did show that off, too. In that first Lost Sea episode, where I then died in between... Yeah, in between, where I was like fast forwarding and stuff like that. One of those guys ended up grabbing me and very much killed me. Right, be careful about it. The knockback is the worst. Don't want to die immediately after talking about dying. That is basically what jinxing yourself is all about. Okay. And we're now basically just going to head back real quick. You might remember from that last episode that I jumped a gap from like rooftop to rooftop, and that courtyard that I jumped across is totally what we are gonna be entering very soon here at the very least. So I do remember him destroying that barrel the last few times I attacked him like this. So let's maybe lure him back a little bit and only then kill him. Alright, should be possible to do that with just one combo. What did you drop? Lingering Flame? I don't even know what that is, to be completely honest. Yeah, you might as well roll down. This is usually, or at least another way of doing that. And you could also now blow it up and open up that shortcut that way. But of course, we don't need to do that anymore. Never again will I have to open it up. At least not in this run, I guess. Resting at the bonfire, not really necessary. At least not right now. Let's just do with the dog and that last guy right there. My bloodstain is actually still over there. That is so funny. It's been so long since I died there. I didn't even remember. Alright, well that is just funny. That is like that's nothing but funny to me. And we're gonna pick that up, I guess. I don't know how many souls that's gonna be even. I totally forgot about this. It's so crazy. Oh, it was... Oh, yeah, totally. Because that was a death right after a death. So that was 0 souls. I guess no reason to get excited then. Now, there's nothing on... Yeah, on that one. And, yeah, you might remember this room. And you might remember that there was a door very much inside this place that I didn't get to open. And that's what we're going to do right now using the antiquated key. Might want to heal again. I should probably heal less with the life gems, much rather with the Estus, just because those you can actually replenish. But whatever. Whatever. Right. You dogs, just be careful. Otherwise you're going to get hit by my sword, and you wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want it either. I mean, if you didn't freaking attack me, I wouldn't even be killing you right now. Then again, you're probably supposed to be like some kind of crazy hollow dogs. Are they even like hollow dogs? Is that what they are? Is there like anything as part of the lore backing that up, or are they just like evil dogs? Because, I mean, they could just be evil. They could also be really hollowed. Then they would have, I guess, a better reason for attacking me. But still, not so sure. Dark Souls lore doesn't really cover the dogs too much. Not as much as they maybe should be covering them. Okay, so there's a bunch of guys right here. Oh, well, he's apparently having a hard time when it comes to climbing up that ladder. Not so much having a hard time taking swings at me, though, it seems. So let's kill him. Let's get his gloves. I think that armor set is actually really good, but I'm okay with what I got right here, right now. And the reason why I'm not doing this, well, I just don't want to spawn, like, explodey zombies on me. Because that's totally what that does. It's just a trap for you. I guess it would be okay to show that off and have some fun with it, but it could also really easily kill me, and I don't want to have that happen right now. So instead, I make the very cautious decision not to spawn like freaking monsters on me. I guess whenever I have the choice of either spawning them on me or not, probably gonna decide to not spawn them on me, honestly. Okay, but yeah. So, this is another room. I forget what this lockstone does. It doesn't really matter anyway, though. Just because, of course, we don't have one. But are there actually actual chests right here? It seems like it. Is that another one, or is that just one of those... Oh, bone staff. That is probably good for, like, spellcasters, which I totally am not. So, wow, there's really a lot of chests right here. I totally forgot about, like, what this place features, but apparently it's worth going here. Parry and dagger is fine as well. And what are you going to contain? Twin blade. Actually, you know what? Now I'm probably going to say that it's not necessarily worth it. I mean, it probably just depends on what kind of build you're running, but for my build and everything that I stand for, not helping me too much, I don't think. I forget if there's like a door right here. There might totally be one, but probably if it was worth it, I would remember it. At least I would like to think so. Okay, and right now we're gonna drop down right here, and that is really good, because now we can just very easily run back and do something else that I've been meaning to do, and that is going to be... Oh wait, don't even want to go that way. Instead, we're gonna go this way, rest at the bonfire, and then, since we now have that fragrant branch of yore that I picked up very, very close to the end of that last episode, we are now gonna talk to that statue that you probably remember from that last episode, where I then found out that I was missing an item and stuff like that. So what's going to be the best way of attacking, not even attacking, but tackling much rather, the situation? Probably this bonfire is going to be the better one. So we're going to go back to Sinner's Rise real quick, dispose of those archers, go across the bridge, deal with all those explodey zombies again, and then actually unpetrify the statue. That is something you can do using a fragrant branch of yore. And unpetrifying means he is currently a statue, then not going to be a statue anymore, and we can then talk to him and have him be a pretty important NPC, actually. At least looking at the lore. God damn it, I'm doing a horrible job right here. It's not going to be too big of an issue, but still, I should be doing much better. But yeah, at least looking at the lore, he's very important, and he can also offer you a very neat service that I've never really made use of, I will admit that, but once again, some people are really gonna enjoy what he does, or what he can at least do for you. So let's go back here. You probably will remember that this is the hood of these explodey guys. So let's kill him quick. Kill him very quick, as a matter of fact. And I do remember picking up an alluring skull, so we're immediately going to equip that as well, and then make use of that upstairs once again. So very similar to the way we approached things last time. So let's hit the wall with that. Have these guys come over. Apparently it's just going to be the 2, but that's totally fine by me. And now let's take care of these guys rather efficiently. Very good. That should be all of them. Okay, so now this guy I was talking about, we can now use the fragrant branch of yore, and that is, as I said, going to unpetrify him. It's like a bigger feature of the game, I would say. You're gonna have to do this a bunch of times. He certainly is somebody that I missed on my first actual playthrough, but you don't really want to miss out on him. I would say he's a good thing to interact with, a good person to interact with. I shouldn't call him a thing, because that's just not fair.
I must thank you, young traveler. I am Strayed, a wandering sorcerer of sorts. I've been a guest for a very long time, but I don't think that anybody will miss me.
Right. So he's gonna talk a lot, by the way. There's a lot of stuff, and very interesting stuff too, that he has to say. So I'm gonna maybe not even talk over him too much, but just to very quickly tell you about his gameplay mechanic right here. So the function that he serves is you can trade boss souls for boss items with him, and also he's gonna trade not only for the weapons but also for like sorceries and stuff like that, which is awesome. We're gonna learn his gesture, mock, and of course you can also buy stuff off of him. This is also a very interesting item, at least from a lore perspective, because it says, is it even? Oh yeah, a ring used long ago in a land that existed where Drang Lake does now. And that's gonna be a theme with this, guys. So let's keep talking to him.
How long was I sat petrified? Long enough for the old kingdom to have crumbled, I see. Why didn't anyone wake me sooner? Drang Lake. I've never heard the name. Is that what they call this place now? Very good. Very good indeed. The cursed ones were imprisoned within this land. Of course, you came of your own free will. The people fear the cursed ones like a plague. Some people would rather keep dreadful things out of sight, out of mind. In the end, they swept them up and corralled them here. So very typical of meek minds, don't you think? Once people became aware of their own frailty, they seized anybody they found undesirable, cursed or no, and impounded them here. Whoever posed even the slightest threat was removed, all so that they could sleep better at night. They even turned the great Strayed into a stone. Many kingdoms rose and fell on this tract of earth. Mine was by no means the first. Anything that has a beginning also has an end. No flame, however brilliant, does not one day splutter and fade. But then, from the ashes, the flame reignites, and a new kingdom is born, sporting a new face. It is all a curse. And it is your cursed flesh that will inherit the flame. Pyromancy was created by the ancient witch of fire. She harnessed the power of flame and melded it into pyromancy. The witch led her daughters into war against the Old Ones. But legends are legends. What are you prepared to believe? So, long enough for the...
Alright, and that's finally him done with it. But a lot of interesting things that he just said. And I don't know. I don't even know how to tackle all of this. There's so much to talk about with this guy. So basically, he was petrified. He woke up in a place that he doesn't remember. He does not know of Drang Lake. He is from an earlier time, and the way he words things and talks, it is very, very logical to assume that he is actually from Lordran. So very much wait a second, go back to Majula, that's what I wanted to do. So the place that Dark Souls 1 takes place in, and especially when he talks about like how they sent the hollowed people up to where he was apparently also at and corralled them there, like especially that word is I think exactly what they also use for the Northern Undead Asylum. So I personally don't even think that he's just referring to Lordran with all of that. And of course he also does make a direct reference to the Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. But also, to me it seems like the Lost Bastille was previously the Northern Undead Asylum. It kind of makes sense the way he words it, but of course that is not maybe enough to back that up with necessarily. But it's something that really gets me thinking about it every single time. Whenever I listen to him, I get the feeling that he's talking about the Northern Undead Asylum. So certainly let me know what you guys feel when it comes to that. Do you also believe that to be the case?
Go ahead.
Yeah, and just looking at the whole way both of those areas are set up, so comparing Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 2, you're gonna realize that in both games you don't just go to either the Asylum or the Bastille. You, well, in the first game have to fly there, or in this one either have to use the ship or also fly there, which of course also kind of adds to that, I'd say. Certainly a lot of interesting stuff, very, very interesting stuff as well, and something I didn't even talk about last time already, only kind of hinted at, was the little bug that you maybe saw with the Lost Sinner. We're not going to talk to this guy, he couldn't help us unfortunately. But that little bug also kind of reminds you of something. It should at the very least remind you of something, because there was also a similar bug in Dark Souls 1. So the Witch of Izalith herself, the Bed of Chaos, of course, what you had to ultimately kill in that fight was also a very similar bug. I mean, admittedly, it was a much bigger bug than that, but just keep that in mind. Just reincarnation, kingdom crumbling, and then being like a lot of years in the future, thousands of years in the future, being replaced by a different kingdom, stuff like that. It's very interesting like that, and we're gonna investigate further as we keep making progress in Dark Souls 2. So I didn't even talk about the fact that we now entered the next area, the Huntsman's Copse, a like undead filled, just miserable area. Really is. It's not too bad though. I mean, thematically it's certainly one of the more miserable areas, but it's gameplay wise and like looking at the difficulty, not too bad. Really isn't. So let's enter this room. This is probably one of the bigger challenges challenges, I would almost say it's not really fair to say that because it's not a big deal, I wouldn't say. And then just watch me die in a second here. But I should probably be hitting these guys much more than I currently am, and I'm absolutely going to go down and drink an Estus. Because that was not so smooth, and I didn't even know there was another guy down here. Certainly dropping a lot of items, though. But yeah, as I was saying, it's not too difficult. At least, I mean, especially now, with this being my basically like 3rd or 4th time through the area, I'm probably gonna do okay with it. So there's a funky wall right here. You cannot access it this way, though. You can leave using that door, so you can use it from the other side, is essentially what I'm saying here. We are not gonna do that just yet, though. I feel like we're probably a little bit too weak, and also are kind of running short on time. I don't want this to be another like really long episode like the previous one was. Instead, I just want to get as far as possible in this area and then maybe see about it either next time or in another like episode in which we have time to take care of some side things. All right. So you want to drop down here. You kind of almost have to drop down this way if you want to get back, because there's not actually a way back up to this side of the room. Why am I mispronouncing words? At least I feel like I am. You can also break these things and light up the room, which is kind of nice. I don't know if it has any effect on these guys. I don't even think so, honestly, though. Right. You stop attacking me. Instead, let me attack you and kill you. And very soon, we're also going to be done with the first section of the game. It's actually really ridiculous how short this first section is, because there's like so little happening in between bonfires. It's almost not even funny. And I could certainly now start criticizing the game for that yet again. It's something I feel rather passionate about. I mean, I love the Soul series, and I'm also a big fan of this game, but there's just some design decisions in this game, like in the sequel right here at least, that I can't fully support. Like, for example, the placement of bonfires, I feel is not done as well as it is in Dark Souls 1, because in the end, in my opinion at least, bonfires are what make or break the game, right? They are basically what define how frustrating, how easy, how frustrating or easy an area going to be, how the atmosphere of an area is going to be, because it all comes down to how far apart these bonfires are going to be. And there's some instances in this game where you don't feel pressurized at all. Like, there's no risk oftentimes to dying just because of the way the bonfires have been placed by From Software. I need to be careful with this and just have him fall down, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. And that is just another example for that. They are way too close. Like, if you die there, no big deal. Like, just redo the freaking, like, a minute or whatever it is. Redo the minute. And anyway, it's I don't know. You can certainly tell me how you feel about that. That guy's attacking me rather quickly and almost killed me too. So let's be careful about it. He actually also hits like a truck. So let's be careful about that. Certainly want to be careful about that. Haida Sword is really good against them, though. And I don't even know if it really is Haida or Haid. Some people say it is Haid, and apparently some kind of NPC also confirms that, I believe. But me being German, I in the end, I'm just much more comfortable with pronouncing it Haida. Is he gonna? Oh, he's actually totally going to come attack us. So I might wanna do it this way right now. Hopefully backstab him as well. That is a very good way of dealing with these guys. Backstabbing them does a shit ton of damage to them. And I would certainly recommend doing it this way. Right. Is there a downside to entering this? Is there like an ambush or something like that? Doesn't look like it. Morningstar is actually a really good item. Not even. I was thinking of the mace just then, but it might still be a good item. Nothing here. Huh. Curious. But okay, there's another guy right there. We can very easily dispose of him using the lightning spears, I would imagine. Let's maybe not use another one on that though, just because he has crazy combos and depletes stamina like almost no other enemy in the game. They just take it down in just like 2 hits, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. And these moths, you absolutely want to dispose of. I can't lock onto him currently, so I might want to approach him from a different angle, I guess then. Because they poison your ass really quickly, and it's super easy to take care of them using a ranged weapon. They just die with almost always 1 hit. And that, of course, is pretty amazing. Now, there should be a few more guys right here, yeah. Just gonna kill him real quick. And then make some more progress in this area. Right, okay. Well, this, I think, takes care of the entirety of this section over here. There's another bridge over there that just leads to a side area, which also actually features a boss. And we're going to do that in a future episode, but not so much right now. I don't feel comfortable with that area just yet, because the boss contained within, and maybe I should talk a little bit more about this when it then comes to that episode, when I actually then fight him. He was one of the bigger pains in the ass that I had. I feel, in general, I feel very positively about that. I find it to be a very amazing boss over in that direction. But New Game Plus, man, shit was terrible for me. I have killed him by now, but god damn it. What a pain in the ass. Alright, so this lever you want to use, that's going to lower the bridge that you just might have seen outside. And then we are very soon gonna find another bonfire for us. Unfortunately, though, it is not necessarily easy to get to just yet. We're gonna need a key for it. And yeah, it's right in that like kiln almost. It looks like kind of a kiln, at least some kind of like prison lockaway thing. And then, as a matter of fact, that bonfire is also called the Undead Lockaway, I think. And that might be a good time to talk a little bit about the lore of this area, the Huntsman's Copse. And as the name already kind of implies, hunting is what they did here in this area. And specifically, hunting the undead is supposedly what they were doing here. This is kind of what the king, and it's up to debate which king that is, because there's actually 2 kings in this game, or in the lore of the game. Actually, both, but whatever the case. Yeah, they kind of started hunting undead in this area. It was like famous for that. That was like the purpose that it served. Hunting grounds for the king and his men. And yeah, all the enemies kind of fit into that as well. There's bandits, probably then like trying to assault the Huntsman and stuff like that. Also, I believe there's like other enemies that are also kind of connected to that. I forget their name. I believe the name already kind of gives away their purpose in that whole scenario, but honestly couldn't tell you right now. I can't remember what their name is. Is it Jailer? Something like that. So basically something implying that they were dealing with like something in prison, stuff like that. I don't know. We're gonna very quickly run in here. It's actually a really risky thing to do, but there's a necromancer that I want to take care of. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to do that without dying here. Probably gonna remind you a lot of catacombs, at least inside right here. That's kind of what they are going for again in terms of the atmosphere. Just that they also add these curse barrels, as you might want to call them. And what they do is inflict curse. Curse is going to be a little bit different in this game though. So it's not as terrible as it maybe was in Dark Souls 1. At least in my opinion, it isn't as bad. What it does is reduce your health meter. So very similar to a death, for example. That takes off a chunk. Curse takes off a chunk even without you having to die, and it's certainly something you want to worry about, but not the biggest pain in the ass. Alright, so now with the key that we picked up, of course over somewhere in that frickin' ravine area, I guess, or cliffside, I don't even know. Yeah, we can now open this up, light the bonfire. Sorry for pausing very strangely just then. And we're going to talk to another new NPC right here.
Who are you?
This I'm going to probably talk over though, just because I do prefer that method. I would say his name is going to be Creighton. He's kind of, I guess, happy that we freed him, but he can't really thank us too much right now because he has other things on his mind. Apparently there's some other guy that he has some kind of rivalry with, and not to spoil it, but we've met him before, and this is also going to be a very interesting like side quest almost to Dark Souls 2. We're going to explore it until the end, I would say. At least we're very likely to do that. And yeah, he set a trap, got trapped himself. Still, with everything that he says, I find it hard to trust him. And yeah, he actually names his rival right here, Pate. So Patches, as I also like to refer. Oh yeah, and he talks about some unusual ring stuff like that. They're not really happy with each other. Alright, and we can also learn a gesture right here, and I think that's actually going to end the episode already. Yeah, I mean, there's a boss you could fight in this area, and it's not a tough one, but I'd rather end it right here, have this be a rather quick one, and then take care of all of those things next time around. So hopefully you enjoyed this. It was probably like much rather laid back episode, but maybe also nice for a change after the very stressful last one. Very successful, but also very stressful last episode. Yeah, so I'll see you with another one, and yeah, until then, I guess, goodbye, you guys.